This is what we did in class today as part of the research project to locate magazine, newspaper, and journal article sources for your research. So, PotomacSchool.org, academics, intermediate school, Arundel Family Library, database subscriptions with passwords, because you'll need this page if you're at home. We focused on using Gale. Gale is a corporation, a company that the Potomac School does business with. We pay them each year to enable us to have access to thousands of newspapers, magazines, and journal articles. We're going to do a different one for this research paper. You can use Gale if you want, but I want you to start with ProQuest. ProQuest is a different company that we pay money to enable us to get access to newspaper, magazine, and journal articles. So we're going to click on ProQuest. We're going to click on eLibrary. We're going to click on Advanced Search. Lexile Score. The purpose of a Lexile Score is to help you select sources based on reading levels that are accessible to the typical 7th grade student. So we're going to use 600 to 1350 as our range. Above 1350, that means that the newspaper, journal, or magazine article is written at a level that really is intended for a high school or even a college or a graduate student. It is going to be more difficult for your typical 7th grade student to comprehend. So by limiting your research to the 600 to 1350 range is going to be helpful for you to find sources that you are going to be able to easily use and access for your research and understand. So Missouri Compromise. Now, I'll go cotton gin. So cotton gin as an example. Now pay attention to over here. How many newspaper articles have the word cotton gin? How many magazines have the word cotton gin? How many scholarly journals have the word cotton gin? Remember, for this research project, we are only interested in those items and how they relate to helping to cause the Civil War. So that's a lot of articles to look through. So we're going to limit our search, and you'll notice these numbers are going to get smaller. I'm going to put end Civil War. So now these articles, you'll notice, are fewer, and we're going to even limit it even more. We're going to put Civil War in quotations, and we're going to put cotton gin in quotations. So we now have 163 newspaper articles that have these terms, magazine, and 9 scholarly journals. Research can be frustrating because sometimes it is not clear just by looking at the information provided here if it's going to be a helpful article or not. So students might need to click in and out of 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 different articles and not have any success with an article after skimming it that they think is actually going to be helpful. But it's click number 41 that returns an outstanding result. So good research requires persistence and patience. So you will go through and until you find a couple of good articles. A little different about this project versus the Abolitionist Convention. We want you to print out all of your sources, and we want you to annotate those printouts, circling proper nouns, boxing dates. So as you find resources that you think are going to be helpful to you to write this paper, print them out and then read and mark. And then ultimately, you're going to use note sheets. I'm going to use Alden's as the example. So this was posted to Google Classroom just this morning. Civil War research note sheets, all sorts of types on one document. So here is where you're going to take all of your research notes. After you annotate the printouts, circling proper nouns, boxing dates, writing in the margin, things of that nature, you're then going to take notes on this note sheet. When we did the Abolitionist Convention, there's a separate Google Doc for encyclopedias, for books and ebooks, for magazines, journals, and newspaper articles, and for internet sites. For this project, they're all combined into one Google Doc. Hopefully that's going to help you be more organized by having a single Google Doc. These are all links to further down this page. So that'll take you down to your first encyclopedia source. And again, you can just scroll down or you can use the hot links. Magazine, journal, newspaper. So this is your first source, your first magazine, journal, or newspaper article. All the works cited information will go there. You'll take notes here. Your second newspaper, journal, or magazine article, works cited information here, notes here. So all of your notes are going to go on this single Google Doc. When you are done a source, let's say encyclopedia source 1 equals E1. That's going to be the name of the source. You've finished that. You've taken notes. You've done the works cited information. You've taken all the notes that you're going to from that source for this research paper. Type done. And then go up to the table of contents. Click right here. And you'll notice that updates the table of contents. So this is going to help you and me as well. I'll be able to go into your Google Doc and quickly see what you have done or not. And then I can go in and look at a little bit more detail. More to come, but that is an overview to get you started.